What is up, friends? My name is Laura. If you've never visited my YouTube channel before, welcome. If you have been here before, I want to welcome you back. If you haven't, like I said, my name is Laura. I do YouTube videos of hiking all around the world. I love to post them, of course, not only on YouTube to give you some suggestions, but to hopefully just inspire you to get out into those outdoors as well. So today, actually, I'm doing something a little bit different. As this is going to turn into a series. I'm super excited. This is going to be more of a Q&A. I have quite a bit of a following over on Instagram. I will leave that for you below, but it's basically Adventures After You 75. And I asked some people, what questions would you ask? I see this all the time floating around on YouTube. So I want to dive right in. Basically, my game plan is on the first of every single month, any comments on YouTube or even over on my Instagram that I have seen come in, that especially if I see them repetitively, I'm going to write them down in my little notebook here and then do a bit of a sit down video for you. So if you ever have questions anytime throughout the month or anytime at all, especially in this video too, that will be helpful. Comment them below and I will make sure to do that in my following video. So the first of every month, you can expect some sort of sit down video from me. So if you haven't, make sure you subscribe and then also hit that little bell, because then that will actually notify you when I do post these. But mark your calendars, first of every month. So I did go through and actually write down 5 questions that I was asked quite a bit. You can see it in my beautiful handwriting here. So the first one is going to be, what is my favorite trail of all time? I probably get this not only on social media, not only on, YouTube. I just get this if I'm ever just chatting with someone and they find out I hike a lot. And I always tell them I need some sort of specifics. What am I most proud of? I would say Aconcagua, which is the tallest peak in South America, the tallest peak outside the Himalayas. It took me a very long time. Like the first year we weren't able to summit, and then I had to train a whole another year, and then I summited, yay. So I did, that would be the proudest hike. Was it the most picturesque? No. Was it the most fun? Absolutely not. I would say the most fun. I've had some wonderful hikes through the Canadian Rockies. I did it with a bunch of girlfriends and it was 4 days and just had a great time. And that was Mount Robson, and I'll leave that below, but it was just gorgeous. We got amazing weather considering it was the very end of the season, and we got super lucky with that. Some other ones that I would probably say were Mount Whitney over in, the highest peak in the lower 48 states. That was absolutely gorgeous. Really enjoyed that. Havasupai Falls, which is those amazing waterfalls in Arizona. I will say I hiked through Patagonia over in South America, as well as I would put actually very high on my list the tallest peak in Vietnam. That was probably my first full-on overnight backpacking trip, and I really enjoyed myself there. So I probably couldn't pick a specific, but my favorites would probably be pushing yourself, but not pushing yourself to the max, and doing it with great people and a multi-day hike. The second question actually relates very specifically to me and what I've been through, I guess, in my life. If you do not follow me, my husband did pass away very suddenly 4.5 years ago. So I would say one of the things that has really impacted me and helped me is hiking through kind of my grief process, but in general, saved my life. So one of the questions is, and someone actually asked me this really recently, they were asked to do a talk on grief, and then they wanted to quote me, but I did a book basically to them back of how grief has helped me, how hiking has helped me through my grief process. So for that, I wouldn't even know where to start. To me, it's just, it's something that I realize I personally love to do. I think when you, you become a we, you enjoy doing things as a couple, and, suddenly being by yourself and being alone. It's something that I realized I love to do for myself. It was something that I was able to set goals for and still look forward to achieving goals in my life, which kind of puts you back on a track of, all right, let's bring it, life. Let's do this still. I would say grief is just wonderful for my mental health. If I'm just kind of going through a bit of a rut or a struggle, just looking forward to a mountain that I could climb in the future, training for that mountain, or just getting out and doing any mountain that will just let me breathe. I know there's been a few times where I feel like I'm basically having an anxiety attack and I'm that's it, let's just go out hiking today. And I will go on all trails and I'll see kind of one of the closest mountains to me, and I'm like, let's go. Grab my dog, Thor, and we head on out. And I would say honestly, like 10 steps in, I just get this overwhelming sense of just like, okay, and stuff. So for me, it's just been a really wonderful kind of coping mechanism, but something that I would hope that I'm just able to do for the rest of my life. If you are liking this video and you do like me doing these kind of sit down videos and answering your questions, please make sure you give it a quick like. It does support me, it does support my dog Thor, and then just allows us to continue making these videos for you. So the next question is, what are my future plans for hiking? So I actually have quite a few permits lined up. I'm super excited. One's called like Ray Lakes. One is around Mount Rainier for 5 days. A lot are just like these multi-day. One's the High Sierra Trail, so I'll be doing Mount Whitney again, but it's like along the PCT and along John Muir, and it just should be absolutely beautiful. So I have all of these hikes lined up that, like, if I get beautiful weather, I'm just so excited. So I have a ton lined up, and then in October I should be heading over to Nepal to do the Annapurna circuit. So I'll be documenting it all. Very excited. Very much looking forward to all of these awesome trips. The next question is one item I would never hike without. I feel like realistically it's like water. Please don't ever hike without water. Very good for you. Keep you from dying. I mean, one item I also would never hike without, I don't know if you can see, I'm like incredibly pale. I always say like I'm like a Canadian that is also Scottish blood. I just feel like it doesn't get much more pale than that. So sunscreen, it's just super popular, but in my eyes, and I make jokes that like there's a pie chart of my spending every month, and sunscreen takes up a chunk of it. So just stuff like that. I don't know. To me, just there's no one item. I don't try to stuff my bag with things that I shouldn't have in there, I guess, kind of thing, just for weight and room. But all of my things, I feel like any of my videos that are telling you what's in my bag, if it's in my bag, it's probably in there for a reason. So that would be high on my list. Okay, so for the very last question is tips for hiking with dogs. And I actually plan on doing kind of a few videos on this. If you don't know, like I talked about, I do have a dog. You see him in a lot of videos. His name's Thor. He is my best friend in the entire world, but he is an awesome hiker, and if I can be bringing him, especially around North America, I will always bring him on my hikes and a lot of life adventures with me. He's actually done 11 of the tallest peaks in each state, so which is pretty cool, and then he's done, you know, thousands of hikes with me. But one of the things, I mean, there's just so many, I would say, is a lot of people actually ask, and this is where I'd come into it, would be a lot of people ask, like, how do you get your dog into hiking? Or I'll be hiking and he'll like say hi to someone and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I wish my dog could do this. I would say not all dogs want to be out there, but most do. Like when I got Thor, he was a puppy, and I ran with him and I hiked with him since he was a very young dog. If like, never push your dog too much. Like, I feel like as an owner, you should know what's too far for them. And if you don't know, start super slow. Like, I can also tell you, Thor's paws do really poorly in like a bunch of rocks. But then something like granite, and then like, you know, grass or anything like that, like he could go all day. But suddenly if it's like little pebbles, he will only be able to go for like 2 miles. So start small, but also understand your dog and always make sure to bring them treats and water. Hope that you did like this video and you plan on sticking around and checking out some more of my Q&A. I will link some more videos below, as well as put them right here, so you're able to check out some more of my beautiful hikes. I will see you next time. Keep living life. Bye.